I tell you solemnly, insofar as you did this to one of the least of these brothers of mine, you did it to me. Whereas we have this morning taken from the Gospel of Matthew, chapter 25, 31-46. The Gospel of today, taken from the account of Matthew, in the Gospel, Jesus gives us an idea of how the last day will look like, the judgment day. He said he will come in his glory, escorted by his angels. Then he will sit on his throne as the king, and then he will divide the whole world into two. The good people will be on his right hand, the bad people will be on his left hand. Then he will examine them and pass a judgment, and then he will reward them accordingly. And then he clearly said to us, the judgment will be based on how you relate, your attitude, your relationship with the poor, the strangers, prisoners, those in need. That is what I will use to judge. Your relationship, your attitude to these people in need. Helping the poor, assisting those in need, visiting those in prison or those in hospital, attending to people around us who are in need is one thing we all do very well. In various ways, through various means. There are so many organizations through which we attend to the poor. We also do directly. So helping people around us is one thing I would say that we are not lacking. So today the question is not whether you are helping the poor. Let us believe that we are all helping the poor in various ways. But the question, or rather what I would like us to look at today is, while we attend to the poor, while we help those in need, there are three things we must bear in mind. Number one, while we attend to the sick or to the needy, when we help the poor, let us always remember that the poor are full human beings like us, with all dignity, all the fundamental human rights and worth. Their poverty, their challenging situations have not made them less human. Sometimes we try to see them or define them through what they are passing through. Sometimes don't even know their names. We call them poor people, but they have lovely names. Those people are not just projects to be supported. They are not problems to be solved. They are human beings. The way we see them, our perception of them, or our perspective will always determine or color the way we attend to them. I give you a very funny personal experience. When I was still a student, I was sent to have a priest outside Switzerland who was going on holidays. So when I got to the parish, the priest generously introduced me to his parishioner before he left and told him, this is Father Nathaniel. He's going to be here while I'm away. Please take care of him when I go away. And they did, in all honesty. 2 days after my arrival, a lady came to the presbytery bringing gifts to me. Happily, I received the package. Then I went into the kitchen to empty them and to put them in order. When I opened the package, then I discovered that the apples were all rotten. That actually increased my curiosity. So I started looking at the food items, the canned food items. So I discovered that most of them have expired. Some were about to expire. The eggs were already expired. I couldn't understand why this rotten apples and expired food. So the next thing that came to my mind was to go after her. So I put it together and then ran out of the house. Luckily, she didn't drive. She was still walking home. I said, "Madam, excuse me, just a minute." So she stopped. I said to her, "Sorry, thank you for your gifts, but they're not good. They're spoiled. The apples are rotten." She said, "Yes, I know, but you can take them." I said, "You know?" "Yeah, yes, we can manage them." "Yes, I don't need them." I said to her, "I don't need them either. You take them yourself. He said, no. I don't have any need of them. So you take them, okay? Find a way to make use of them. I said, no. If you don't take them, madam, I'm going to leave it here. I think she looked at me and saw my insistence. And then grudgingly he collected it from me. I shared my experience with the parish priest when he came back. Then he told me, yeah, the same lady told me you rejected her gifts. I said, okay. Thank God, before I left the house with the gifts to give it back to her, I took pictures of it and said, look at what she gave me. And then the priest was so disappointed and mad. Before I left, he told me that actually he accosted the lady and he said, hey, but the priest is a student. That is okay for him. Then she made a funny remark. He's a student and he's from Africa, so it's okay. I don't need them, so I thought he needed them, but he said that he was so proud to collect them. Anyway, till today, I am at that lady. We became friends till this today. I mean, that's the only person from that parish or from that city I'm still in contact with. But the fact is, she knew that the apples were rotten. She knew that the food items had expired. But yet, she brought them to me. You know, there is this saying that a beggar has no choice. That is not true. Therefore, when a beggar has no choice, whatever you give to him or her, she must collect it and smilingly express her thanksgiving. Remember, they are human beings. And that is why when Jesus Christ was talking about them in the gospel of today, he said, they are my brothers. He didn't say the poor. He said, whatever you did to any of these brothers of mine, he referred to them as brothers. So, dear friends, while we keep helping the poor, let us always remember they are human beings. Why give me apples that we wouldn't take? Why give me food you know they're not good for human consumption? Simply because I appear to you as a needy person, as a poor priest? No, I am also a human being. Number two, while helping the poor, let us sometimes remember that the poor do need more than just money, food items, and toiletries. Yes, the material things we give to the poor are great, and we need to continue. I encourage all of us to continue. But also let us look beneath or beyond those items. Sometimes they need more than that. I give you an example. A friend of mine in Nigeria, a prominent politician, would always at the end of every year get hundreds of bags of rice, tins of tomatoes, toiletries, and clothing. And then he will distribute them to the members of his constituency. They will gather with joy and then celebrate, smile, and also dance, praise him and pray for him and honor him. And he will be happy. These people will go home with those items, eat them within weeks and months, and it's finished. Then they go back to their situation, to their poverty. So I once said to him, my friend, these people need, since you have been in government for ages, why not help facilitate projects, infrastructure, or policies that could help pull these people out of poverty and give them a better standard of living, instead of giving them every year bags of rice and the clothing? My suggestion didn't make sense to him, because for him, the idea that those people are dependent on him, the idea that he gives them food and they are happy, the idea that they see him as their benefactor, gives him so much happiness, gives him so much satisfaction, gives him so much sense of worth. You know, it is said that when you give a man fish, you have fed him for a day. But if you teach him how to fish, you have fed him for lifetime. So sometimes the poor need not just money, they need infrastructure, they need policies, they need perhaps political stability that could help them come out of their poverty. Because I say, my friend, we always give them enough food, but after weeks, they go back to their normal state of life. But they could have done better by building infrastructure, policies, or projects These people will be better off than just receiving peanuts from their friend, the politician. Finally, when we give to the poor, when we attend to the poor, let us always examine our intention, our motive. Why do I give to the poor? Am I doing that for my ego? Am I doing that for my own satisfaction? Am I doing that for people to see me? A friend of mine wanted actually to do outreach program, and she requested for my help. We all helped her. Few days after the outreach, that is feeding the poor in her neighborhood, 2 days after that outreach, I called her to know how the whole ceremony went. She was so disappointed. She was so sad. She said to me, yes, the people received a lot and they were happy. They went home rejoicing. Everybody got something. But the whole outreach, the whole program was messed up. I am not happy. What happened? She said to me, my photographer messed it up. I said, your photographer? Yes. What happened to your photographer? The pictures are not good. I can't even post them on my Facebook. I can't even post them on my Instagram. I can't even share them. So I'm planning to do another outreach and get a better photographer who will take pictures of me, and then we shall post it and then I'll share it with you. I said to her, so the whole problem is that your photographer didn't do a nice job. So it was all about your publicity. It was all about people seeing you on social media, and then on your Facebook, they will click like. And people will see you with the poor and think that you are so good with the poor. Why do we sometimes give to the poor? Do we do that for our own ego? Or are we doing it as Jesus said, whatever you do for them, you are doing for me? So dear friends, Christmas is coming. It is also another season to remember the poor in a more significant way. As we do this, let us remember, first of all, that these people, although they are unfortunate, their situations shouldn't define them, that they are still human beings with all dignity, worth, and human rights. And number two, as we do this, let us look more. Perhaps they need more than just food. They might need something else. And if you're in a position to help pull them out of poverty, please do. And as we do all this, let us always know that whatever we are doing for the poor, Jesus says to us today, you are doing it for me. They are always poor around us. Let us keep helping one another.